It's been described by many as a race to the bottom of Australian politics. Fights breaking out between each side's supporters.
Can we really trust Tony Abbott with that?
And the airwaves dominated by negative commercials. One of Australia's most senior political commentators described the two main candidates as political pygmies trying to con their way into office. Julia Gillard became Prime Minister after her centre-left Labor Party decided to dump Kevin Rudd 2 months ago. Opposition leader Tony Abbott did the same in his centre-right Liberal Party 9 months ago. Gillard's climate change policy is seen by many as the worst of a swag of cheap populist ideas being thrown by both candidates at voters. She plans to create a citizens' assembly involving 150 average Australians with no scientific expertise to reach a community consensus on major decisions like a carbon tax.
It's by far the worst politics, I think, that I've seen in this country in my lifetime.
Professor Tim Flannery's internationally acclaimed book, The Weathermakers, helped reframe the debate over global warming in Australian politics, but now sees it moving backwards.
What we need is an acknowledgement that the science is solid, and we then need some political leadership to respond to that. And 150-person assembly is just, frankly, a joke.
Public disillusionment is magnified by the fact Gillard's predecessor, Kevin Rudd, used to call climate change the greatest moral challenge of our generation, while her opponent, Tony Abbott, recently called it, quote, absolute crap.
It just caused a loss of trust, and the only commodity that politicians really have to deal with is trust. If you don't trust them, they're valueless.
The big winner from this is likely to be the Greens Party, traditionally a political minnow in Australia. This election could leave the Greens with anywhere from 7 up to 10 senators in the upper house, giving them the all-important balance of power to approve or block legislation. Thousands of voters hit the streets of Sydney this week for a walk against warming, letting political parties know where their allegiances lie.
We are a party championing social justice, the environment and democracy, and the feedback from the public is just terrific. They are fed up with the old parties. They're fed up with the lack of communication with the average Australian.
The Greens aren't quite as independent as they seem, boosted by a vote-swapping deal with the Labor Party that could shape the next government. Dan Nolan, Al Jazeera, Sydney.